So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 62 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. That's going to be caught downfield by Hill. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A good pickup there, a 22. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. And his throw here's incomplete. This defense trying to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities that help out that offense?
And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Henry is into the end zone. Touchdown AFC.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least running the football. But here they entrust him with some work down in the red zone, and he responds. 1 carry, 1 touchdown.
The AFC coming to the line. They'll go for 2 here. They'll try and sneak.
I've been fortunate enough along the way to see 2-point conversion attempts in all levels of football. That's my first quarterback sneak for a 2-point conversion attempt. That's actually insulting to a defense. I'm just going to tell you straight up, and they didn't get this.
I was going to say they were insulted. Those guys in the middle, though, they stood tall. They won the trench battle.
Yeah, they did. I think they stared them all the way back to the bench like, are you kidding me? I cannot believe you made that call.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Now the NFC heading out for their first drive of the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done. Because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Purdy now to throw off the play action. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. Loose inside the 30. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson. And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Oh, now some trickery. They fake the spike. That'll be caught. And he's going to get into the end zone. So the fake spike works, and they score. Raheem Mostert from a yard out. And the AFC takes advantage of the interception, and they turn it into 6. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And it is gobbled up by the NFC. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 65 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They go play action here. Purdy. And it's caught. Touchdown. A.J. Brown from 21 yards away. And the NFC able to get a bit closer. And that score there makes this a much more manageable deficit.
Agreed, because before that touchdown, this looked like this was about over. Instead, they've got hope. They're back in the game. They feel better about themselves, and now they have a chance to make some more plays.
Aubrey good with a PAT, and that cuts this lead down to 13. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. From his end zone, Marvin Mims. The AFC offense making their way back out. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down.
It's the AFC with the football and the lead as we begin quarter number 4. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That whole thing was thrown off track thanks to the defense of Fred Warner. Really nice play. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. He stiff arms him. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. Shoves him aside. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's going to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves. As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive is eating up a good portion of the 4th value partner. When you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Jackson. Oh, that is incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game. That time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And this play still live. He faked the spike, going to throw it. And that is going to wind up incomplete. So they tried to hit him with something you don't see too often, but it doesn't work out. Now it's 2nd and 10. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And they'll try to save the timeouts to use on defense if need be as he runs up and spikes it. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Oh, he fakes a spike. And that is going to wind up incomplete, so they try to hit him with something you don't see too often, but it doesn't work out. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big... Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. But it's not going to work. He'll go down, and they got him. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything.
And he will take this in for an AFC touchdown. Amari Cooper taking it in from 4 yards out. And the AFC adds on to their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Justin Tucker to kick off for the AFC.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Game, and they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly, but look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
Running it with their receiver, Cooper. I don't think... Fooled right there as that one is going to blow up in their faces. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. On second down, Mostert shoves him aside, breaks the tackle, now an alley. 123 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Give them the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
But not a big gain with that play. But what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because Every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees, and the offensive guy.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Nick Bosa in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory.
Bottom line,
I ain't tripping, this is easy. Easy, got them excited to meet me. I got diamonds, you got CZs.